Welcome, everybody, to another edition of A Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into it. So, the Super Bowl has come and gone. Sunday evening was an epic game of two of the best teams in football. The two top seeds in their conference, mirror images of each other. Ended up being a good game. Obviously, we're not going to, see it as that because of the controversial call in the game. But the holding call in the game, we'll get to that in a minute. But let's recap. Eagles, Jalen Hurts played a phenomenal game minus the fumble. I think he did a very good job. I think the Eagles fans shouldn't worry too much about, is he the guy? I think he is. I think he's your guy. He did exactly what I thought needed to happen if they stopped the run game the way they did, and that was pass the football. I mean, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns in total. It's kind of just insane to think about, the amount of points that was put up by one gentleman. 3 quarterback sneaks, 1 passing to A.J. Brown, which was a grown man pass. You had everything that you needed in that game as the Eagles, except for a defensive stop. And when you actually got the defensive stop, they called a holding play on you, which kind of ruined the whole game for the team and left the sour taste in both many people's mouths, because it shouldn't have ended like that. A game that good should not come down to the refs interfering, regardless of what happened. You got to go back, and New York's got to ping in and go, listen, don't make that call. Ball's up over there. They do it for so many other things. That game, they should have said, listen, not a holding call. Yeah, did he grab the jersey a little bit? But come on. We're in the NFL. Games hang in the balance. Yes, they're going to be a little tug. Did it impede him from catching the ball? No, the ball was uncatchable. And that's the reason why I think it was so controversial, because you didn't even see Juju Smith-Schuster complain. Usually, you got the guy with his hands in the air like this. Pat Mahomes complained. Of course, they threw the flag for that guy. So, let's hope that it's not a diva. But Patrick Mahomes didn't have magic. It shouldn't have come down to that one play in the game. It really shouldn't have. Eagles had the chance to put the goodnight the lights on Kansas City a couple times, and they didn't. And Kansas City stepped up when they had to. I mean, when the Eagles got their second field goal, that could have easily been a touchdown drive. They didn't make it happen. They ended in a field goal. They had another drive where they sacked Jalen Hurts or made him throw the ball away, and they had to force a punt. So there are times where the Eagles could have won the game. They didn't. And I wouldn't say it was a choke job per se. But, sometimes you play a guy like Mahomes on the other side, who's not Jimmy Garoppolo or any of those kind of quarterbacks. You play the guy who's one of the best, if not the best in the league. And he showed you why. He won the MVP and the league MVP. It's the first time since 1999 that a guy's won league MVP and the Super Bowl. That's a long time. So Mahomes, 27 years old, got a long, bright future in front of him. Hopefully, he'll recover after his ankle injury. And, he's got 2 under his belt. Andy Reid is now officially a Hall of Famer. If he wasn't before, he definitely is now, taking 2 different teams to the Super Bowl and winning 2 out of those 4 trips. So he'll be in Canton, and let's see. He was going to retire, but he has Mahomes. If I were him, I wouldn't retire until either Mahomes is retired or you're just not physically able to do it anymore. You get to be like 70, and you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore. Fine. But I think Andy Reid has a good, solid 3 years left in him to do this, and then maybe he'll hang it up after that. Maybe if he wins one more, he'll say, you know what, I've got 3. I'm good. We'll see. As for the Eagles, we'll see where they go from here. Offseason is starting up. They've got a couple picks in the first round, and they have a couple picks in the second round, a top 10 pick in the first round to be exact. So I'm sure they're going to find somebody to replace whomever they're getting rid of or can't afford to keep. And it's going to be one of those things where, I know Eagle fans are a little down, but I don't count the Eagles out. Even when they're a bad team, they're a pesky team. So we'll see what happens next year. This is what the fun part of the offseason is. This is what the Super Bowl is. It's a celebration and a culmination of the football season, but then it's the start of the new year where it's like, yes, here we go. Everyone's 0-0. We can, we know that Kansas City's the champion. Let's go out and build our team so we can be hosting the Lombardi next year. So we'll see what happens. But again, phenomenal game with a blemish of that holding call. I think it's going to be a lot of fun this offseason to see what everybody in the league does, not just the Giants or the Eagles or Kansas City, but the entire league. See who goes where, what gets drafted, what quarterbacks are taken, what moves are made. It should be fun. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a great offseason. And there will be content from me, at least for me, when there's breaking news of the Giants or some stuff around the NFL. I want to keep the show going a little bit more, not have so much of a hiatus in the offseason, but there really is not as much to talk about day in and day out basis. But I will give it to you when it comes and give you my opinions on the players that we hire, we fire, we let walk, those things going forward. But you can catch me on the season finale of the NFC's Real Deal NFC's Roundup with Mac the Giant Fan. We are going to go over all the Super Bowl things that went on in the game, things we liked, didn't like. Going to go into the offseason, kind of preview where the teams are going to go across the NFC and kind of set the table for you guys headed into the offseason. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the content that's being made. I enjoy making it for you, whether it's 1,000 fans or one fan who watches. I appreciate you all, and I'm going to try to give you as much more content going forward. I also have a blog that I'm going to be putting in the link in the description section when that gets up and running as well. So, again, this has been another edition of The Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. I hope you enjoyed that.